So, I suppose when the night's away, the mat comes to play. I've been wanting to make this video for a while. I want to show off the demo for Unbeatable. It's an indie rhythm game that's coming out soon. It's pretty radical, and I mean that both in the literal and the metaphorical sense. And although I was gonna wait a second, I figured maybe I should have this screen up too, and for anyone who's not really watching this video but listening to it, I'll read it out loud to you. Thanks for playing our demo. This game is a work in progress. There may be issues, there may be bugs, and, of course, everything is subject to change. We're working hard to make sure the final release is as polished and as fun as possible. Thank you so much for your patience. Press X to continue, though. I'm sure you don't care about that part. But yeah, I've been interested in this game ever since the State of Play showed me the trailer for it a while ago. I do feel like it's a bit loud, so I'm gonna turn down the master volume. And I am going to try to go through the whole story, even though I don't actually know how long the whole story is, because that's one of the unpolished parts of the demo. It keeps resetting, but I'm hoping that it'll reset again so I can show off the tutorial, because using the tutorial I can show you how you're supposed to play this game without really having to explain it. In case you couldn't tell from context clues by now, this is not a blind playthrough. This is not my first time with the demo, not in Story Arcade. There's already a video of my channel of me beating proper rhythm on the Unbeatable difficulty, which is, I think, the hardest difficulty available, but it looks like you can unlock a new, even harder one if you're really, really good at this game, which I don't think I am. This is also my first time trying to record this, so I don't know. I guess be patient with me. Let me plug in my controller. Let's go ahead and go in. Let's do hard, since I've been playing for a bit and there's no expert. I'm hoping the tutorial will play. No, I'm at this section. Unless the tutorial happens afterwards. Anyways, this has been an absolute cluster bomb of bullshit. I hope you have some kind of good news. Good news really isn't the thing we do. I mean, we do news good. But still, yes, actually, kind of. Kind of. So we've been working tirelessly. Yeah, your team has. A team working with our direction. What am I looking at? Full dossiers on our Special 4. They're not working with anyone else? Absolutely not. You realize how spectacularly embarrassing this is for us, right? I don't have to tell you. If we do our jobs correctly, which we do, because we do our jobs correctly, it isn't embarrassing. Mitigation isn't a solve. No amount of spin can fix a flat tire. Okay, so I've been reading the dialogue out loud if you haven't been able to tell. And I'm sorry if I'm not making the characters' voices distinct enough, but without naming names, I saw someone play like a visual novel by themselves and not do any voices, and it's like, well, come on, now I gotta sit here reading the whole thing too, and it's like, at that point, why aren't I just playing the game? You don't have to be a voice actor, just use your voice. But I'd like to take a moment here to say no amount of spin can fix a flat tire is a bar that goes really hard, actually. And like, I'm gonna think about that quote on my deathbed, you know? It's gonna like flash back in my memories when my life is flashing before my eyes. Ugh, walk me through the reports. Maybe fresh eyes will help. Okay, so this is Rest. She seems to be some sort of leader of the Harm Corporation. She looks kind of like a cop, kind of like a cutie, and really good in uniform. She's also one of those people who holds their hands behind their back and doesn't actually put their coat on, so you know she's some sort of fascist. Anyways, if you click on the intercom or whatever it is here, she goes, "This again." And both Poco and Apoko, who are two weird, like, journalists of the state, I guess they'd be propagandists, both have question marks because they don't know what she's talking about, and at this point, neither do you. One interesting thing is, depending on which one of these characters you look at first, you'll get different dialogue. So far, I think I've done the drummer first, and I think Beat herself first, so I'm gonna start with Quaver, the guitarist. But before I do, I'd like to say, if you're a bit musically knowledgeable, you might notice a lot of these characters have music-based puns in their name, and I think that's really clever, especially for the leader, this one, that I'm inching ever slightly more uncomfortably closer towards the camera with. Is named Rest, which is really, that's a fun one, because Harm's whole thing is outlawing music, and when it's a rest in music, it means, like, stop playing. Like, if it was 1, 2, 3, 4, and we went 1, 3, 4, there would be a rest on 2. Specifically a quarter rest, but let's not get too technical about it. Her first? I'm surprised. She doesn't really need an introduction. I mean, she's just a kid. Basically just here as a formality. But whatever, you're the boss. Name is Quaver, practically still a bouncing baby. Only child, blah blah blah, boring, boring, boring. Technically, you could argue she's not culpable. On account of, she's a child. Legally, you mean. Yeah, sometimes these characters are speaking at the same time and I'm just one guy, so sorry if that's a bit confusing. I'm certain it's a lot less confusing than not being able to just hear this video without looking at it if you want to. You should look though, not because I'm about to do anything real cool, but because this is a really beautiful game. But she is though, culpable, I mean. Legally, yes. Of course, we define legally culpable. Completely. We make those rules. And your assessment? My take is she's the worst of the four. She's idealistic. That's why. You said it yourself. Fresh eyes. What about the others? I also didn't notice this in my previous playthroughs. I've already played this game for over 10 hours. Like, I had it at exactly 10 hours, and I kind of wanted to say that. And then I played it a little more. I looked again, it was 11 hours. I was like, damn it. But underneath these wanted posters, there's actually for what? Under Quaver, the only thing is resisting arrest. We're gonna look at the vocalist now, whose name is Beat. She is Beat in Unbeatable. This is the girl who kidnapped her. Before I continue this dialogue, let me just say that Beat is wanted for defacement of public property, resisting arrest, disturbing public morals, and premeditated melodic mayhem. Don't be so sure. We're pretty sure Quaver isn't kidnapped. If anything, it's more like she kidnapped this girl. We don't know much about her at all. Not very helpful. Well, we're working on it. We can tell you she's fairly strong and fairly competent. Good at thinking on her feet. She is absolutely a threat. This is the pianist. His name is Treble. I didn't actually notice this till one of the characters pointed it out. He's only got the one arm. Probably difficult to play piano with one arm, but as a two-armed person, it's still difficult with both of them, so. His wanted poster is a bit obscured by like a profile on him, but it looks like the first one is defacement of public property, even though it cuts off at the B, resisting arrest, which manages to show up without the poster, impersonating a PU something, probably police officer, probably reckless endangerment, disturbing public morals, and premeditated melodic mayhem, and yes, those are both cut off too, but they look exactly like the ones on beat for the most part, so that's what I'm basing those assumptions off of. Anyways, Treble, the less famous twin. I'll say this much, he's definitely smarter than Pink Hair, but we don't really give a shit about him the same way. To put it bluntly, of the four of them, he's the least threatening. I've heard otherwise. It seems to me that underestimating any of them is a bad call. You can underestimate him all you like, though. He's smart, but that's it. He's not even really a leader or anything. Guy just hangs back. He's not worth our time and he's not worth our resources. Trust me. And this is the more famous twin. Oh yeah, her wanted for is a lot bigger. It looks like it's a littering, resisting arrest, being generally annoying. I would never last. Harassing a public official, impersonating a public official, probably what Treble was doing then. Defacement of public property, impersonating a public official to deface public property, impersonating a public official to spread lies about their personal hygiene, disturbing public morals, reckless endangerment, petty theft, premeditated melodic mayhem, forgery of public documents, forgery of wanted posters, and forgery of hand-washing documentation. Clef. Oh ho ho. You know Clef. I'm familiar. But you know what? She's become more like her brother lately. That is to say, boring. Not, smart. Yeah, she's not a bright bulb. You don't think she's a threat? Oh, we didn't say that. She will still bomb a police station if you let her. But, you know, her heart's not in it. She's pretending. I'll be blunt. This isn't progress. Most of this I already know. What I don't know is either irrelevant, or it's her. Beats on screen, by the way. And you barely have anything on her. We're fixing that. There is one last thing. Well, what is it? Our team is pretty sure we know where they're all going. What is this leading up to? Do you have a plan in mind? We've already started. It'll be handled. It had better goddamn be. You're both dismissed. Bye! Toodles. Poco and a Poco, by the way, is definitely also musical puns, but as far as I can tell, Poco is just a nearly Spanish for little, so it probably means quiet or something like that. Yeah. I can see you listening, you know. You have better things to worry about than spying on me. And this guy's name is Forzando, though there's an S at the beginning and it's silent, I imagine. Do I? I can only assume you're doing something in your office all day. Dirking it. I haven't stopped bringing money in, if that's what you're worried about. Are you having fun? So much fun. A sense of humor. From you? That would mean there was something to laugh at. You're not very funny. Click. He hung up because she hurt his feelings. I said dismissed. Was that not clear enough? Well, whiteboard. No. We need it, You can find another one. Loosen up, will you? You need to live up to your name a bit more. When the work stops. Come on, hit the bench once in a while. Hit the beach once in a while. Though hit the bench would still work there. It would be a form of taking a rest. Oh yeah, she's emerging from the water because they were in a train crash earlier, which I would have loved to show you guys. It'll play if you play this free demo for yourself, but because the story didn't perfectly restart this time, I can assure you I am very near the beginning. Anyways, this is Quaver now. She's the child. I'm shocked this is still here. That's just gonna have to be my go-to female voice. If it's not like a female I can get away with making ironically deep, my apologies.
But it's good. It gives us a place to lie low.
It sure is a place, at least. Should we head inside?
Inside that? It looks like tetanus in a box.
I'm going inside.
Damn it, fine.
Quaver in that little run of hers. Okay, we can talk to Quaver, so we're going to.
Wow.
Quaver? What's up?
Huh?
Oh, nothing.
Should we head inside?
Yeah. No, I'm not sure how many secrets you want to see, but there is a sandwich board over here you can look at. Oh yeah. And if you hit it at just the right angle, Beat will like fall off of something, which will put her in her jump animation frames. So if you hit it just right and you're like holding towards something and squishing yourself, you can hold the jump frame. Anyway, sandwich board. Ugh, I'm hungry now. Great. Now, if I don't specify who I'm speaking as, 9 times out of 10 you can probably assume that it's just Beat, the main character with the pink hair and the sports bra and the sweatpants. Let's look at this down vending machine. I don't trust it. Yeah. I will say the control scheme's a bit weird. Square jumps and circle pauses, but pause also pauses. Whereas triangle brings up like a different inventory, and X does nothing. Yeah, so that's a bit strange. But I kind of want to show you guys, before I do any of the things I'm supposed to get the story to move forward, I want to show you guys the little secret area I know about, and I took a screenshot of. Yeah, you can jump behind that van, and you can come over here. There's a little spinning flower. Seems like it's from a different dimension. So that's pretty cool, like a little cave area. Oh, abandoned shack was a different thing than go inside. Sorry, I skipped something, y'all. But hey, I feel like I should skip a few things so that you're enticed to play this yourself, because I want to get the word out, you know? Anyways, this is Clef, the drummer. God, this sucks. A little cleanup and it'll suck less. Anybody want to help? I'm tired. Of course. And then you gotta clean up the floor. Oh, I said X does nothing. X does nothing if you're just walking around. It's like your go-to action button. I mean, we won. No, we just didn't lose. We're alive, I guess. Given the state of us, I'm wondering how much I value that. It doesn't help that I'm hungry. We can get something out of the fridge. Oh, great idea. You know what? I haven't been specifying when I'm speaking as Treble, so I think I'll just do my critical impression for Treble. What's in there? Clef, you weren't actually serious, right? This fridge is older than some of us here. Look.
That's actually true, I think. But it might still work. We'll have to get the power on, though.
And that's me trying to be Quaver, the kid. I think there was a generator outside. I can check on it.
This was actually my parents' old shack.
Great.
My condolences.
This place smells like the inside of a used balloon.
It's not that bad.
It's funny because I actually play a lot of Dead by Daylight. I've been painting the Dead by Daylight board game miniatures recently, so I've been seeing nothing but generators for a while now. And the very first thing you do in this game, unless you count the cutscene, or cleaning up the floor, is you fix this generator. Let's see here. This goes here, this goes here. Maybe that did it? I want to say open sesame, but that doesn't make any sense. This place couldn't get any open-er, which we could close it. Only so much a generator can fix. Damn, I'm tired. Oh yeah, there's also a lot of strong language in this game, and for my purposes, I merely hope that doesn't get me, like, I don't want to say demonetized because I'm not doing this for money, but I hope I still get to upload the video regardless of how many times I have to say the B word. Bed. Your ... bed? Bed. Well, bed. Closest thing. At least it's soft. Can't sleep. Yeah, and this was really confusing at first, but cool in practice. You walk out of the shack, and then before you know it, you're in this dreamscape type place here. What the hell was that? Come on, man, lay off her. You get to hear yourself talking about yourself, though these are two silhouettes, but now that, because I've played through this story demo once or twice already, I'm noticing on my third time that one of the silhouettes has like a purple underline, and the other silhouette has a yellow underline. So this might be Clef and Treble, because Clef and Treble also use purple and yellow underlines on their speech bubbles. That doesn't make perfect sense, because it seems like Clef and Treble are in her current band, and this seems like a memory of a previous band. So unless they did it more than once, it should be other people. It is interesting to think that Beat remembers it as her talking shit about herself. Do you know how much money I'm putting into this? How much I've spent on you? That's a nice bike, by the way. I got one with a basket and a cargo rack, too. I can't take it many places, but the few places I can take it, oh. Why do we even have cars? Why the shit are we doing this if you can't perform? B, you can do this, right? I am doing it. I'm not seeing any of it. It was one night. Okay, this is difficult because I'm gonna have to read dialogue and play at the same time. It's all the nights. You keep showing up late. I don't think we've started practice on time once. She just needs room to grow. Right? None of this diva shit anymore. And that's sort of when I just, I missed a note. It's always like,
Kinda stopped.
listening. I will say, this is definitely a lot harder than the previous difficulties I played this on, because I couldn't, like, take it off of beginner. I couldn't figure out how to do that in the menu. Or maybe it wasn't working, I don't know. But yeah, I had that on beginner. I've noticed that one of the hardest things in this game is when you gotta hold a long note, but then you have to tap the other note. Even worse is when you gotta hold a long note, and then you gotta, like, hold a different long note, but you also have to let go of the other long note first. And you gotta make sure you let go of the right button, or you're gonna miss the other long note. Yeah, long notes. Surprisingly difficult in this one. I knew what the rest of the conversation was 10 minutes before it ended. I've heard it before from teachers, from my sister's face before her mouth made a sound, all in the shoulders and elbows and eyes. I wish I remembered crying. I think refusing to is more embarrassing in hindsight. But they were wrong. And I just need to. Day 1, late night. Day 2, midday. That's actually one of the reasons I wanted to make this video. I just wanted to say she looked cute as hell waking up there. Guh. Well, at least the dreams are getting better. Where the hell is everyone anyways? Yeah. I will say, I do hope, you know, since this is a demo, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I hope that in the main game we can actually climb this ladder. I don't know what purpose that little upstairs area is for, but even when you're cleaning up the floor, you can see the other bandmates showing up there. And maybe let's just take a second to say that Quaver's Les Paul is really good looking, with like the sky blue and, if you look real close, the little lightning stickers and stuff. And then we got pigeon physics! They're not pigeons, they're seagulls. The hell? There are so many cop posters around here. And they're an eyesore to boot. I just feel like we keep running towards problems instead of away from them. You got that right, sister. I'd also find it hilarious if these are not only not pigeons and not seagulls that fly away when you run towards them, but a different bird entirely, and I'm just that ornithologically inept. Oh, there's nothing over to the left? Right, triangles not jump, squares jump. I looked real close at the facial expressions on her jump once, and it was a great example of, sorry, there's dialogue. Sorry. And don't look at me like that. Don't yell at her. I mean, thanks for helping us get out of jail, or whatever. Prison. But we've got to be good to us right now. We're not doing this again. Bye and good luck. Okay. Yeah, bye. Oh, I'm back down here now. What the hell, guys? I think you probably heard what the hell. Clef, she's 12. Exactly, and she needs someone to be a goddamn adult. Whatever, this is done. Sorry about her. And me, too. We're not gonna just disappear. We need to get ourselves together first. But right after that, we're probably out of here. I think she needs it, you know? She's been doing this for too long. I hate that I keep apologizing. But, sorry. Yeah, what I was saying about the facial animations earlier during her jump cycle is if you get close enough to see them, she really does have the perfect facial expression of like that sort of forced smile, that being pulled down by gravity while the rest of your skin is like flapping up in the air from your previous upward momentum that's still stored up there. Type of facial expression you get. I'm also just kind of jumping up here because I already know it's a thing you can do. Yeah, okay. This might be harder than I'm used to it being. Yep. The X's don't usually stay there. Or at least, that's not how I remember it. So I was kind of ignoring them and just trying to do it based purely on the beat. I don't know how to get it to the one on generic soda. I know if you talk to any of these cops, they'll say something to you about how you can't go there, and they'll be kind of disrespectful and rude about it. But you're actually supposed to go into the ramen bar. Now, at first, I didn't know what was going on here. I thought they were just like letting me see all the implied dialogue. I didn't realize that you're actually choosing what to say. I went with I overheard.
I don't get it at all.
What kind did you get?
Huh?
The ramen.
The regular kind?
Now you see, Beat immediately offers tonkatsu. Question mark is the response to the regular kind. But I don't know anything about ramen, and I didn't learn tonkatsu until I played this game. And then I think it like showed up in a mini crossword on the New York Times. So I was like, just in the nick of time. So I'm gonna say, what's the regular kind? And then a waitress says, unfortunately, we only serve tonkatsu ramen here. I mean, yeah, anything else isn't really ramen. What are you talking about? Chicken broth isn't really. Are you getting a bowl? I'm not really hungry.
Of course.
Look, Quaver, it's not the end of the world. It's not. You can form another band.
With who? There's nobody, Beat. Look around. Even people who are okay with us doing this aren't gonna want to go to jail.
We found trouble in Clef easily enough. There's gotta be more trouble in Clef.
There aren't. That was luck, Beat. I just want to eat my soup, if that's okay.
You can eat while I hope you feel better. You really aren't. Come on, I just want to... Then Poco and a Poco break in, by which I mean enter the public facility. But like, make a lot of noise about it.
What the? We're not scared of you.
What?
Isn't that what we're supposed to say?
No, because you are scared. I'm not scared.
She was talking to the little kid.
I don't even know who you two are. Harm guys?
Barely. You're glorified publicists.
Oh, are we ever glorified?
God, sis. She doesn't know us. Holy shit. We should educate you. The name is... Just arrest us already. Well, you've ruined the introduction. Are you happy?
She isn't.
She looks miserable. How could I ever be unhappy to see you two? Did you learn sarcasm? That's new for you.
That might be your influence, pink hair.
You seem fun.
Fun like a desk toy is fun. You know Quaver?
Well, yes. We know people.
That is the job.
Though not really much about you, which is...
weird. They both said weird.
But is there anything to know? Just get this over with. I'm not in the mood. What a baby.
Don't talk to her like that. Shit. Should've just knocked over the ramen. Sorry, put the handcuffs on us already.
Actually, we came here to tell you we're going to do nothing to you. Not even a little bit.
And the catches?
No catch.
You're not worth catching. All of this will fade away, and you'll have done nothing but make our boss mad. Who gives a shit?
Why bother doing the paperwork?
So, what? You spent all that time and money and energy and it's just... over?
That's a dumbass way to look at it. Nobody will care what happened to you by tomorrow night's news. You're irrelevant. So, you know, whatever, baby. This feels weird. You're letting us go even after the train thing? Oh, wow, a train crash. Scary.
A train crash that you two probably died in.
It's less annoying that way.
Think of this as a fresh start.
It's a generous offer. You should take it.
Or you could try to make trouble. Seriously, it doesn't matter what you do next.
Like, yeah, sure, go get beaten up by the local cops. The needle will stay ever still. So again, no, you don't scare us. You have to be important to be scary. Toodles.
It occurs to me that I haven't had a cop fight that wasn't on beginner, so I might actually do really poorly on my first couple of cop fights and might even have to retry another one a couple of times. So bear with me if you see a beat cop, or a cop, I mean. Sorry about the,
yeah. That was basically done anyway, just noodles and broth left.
Which is the entirety of ramen, but you can't say that. You can either say noodles are the most important part, broth is the whole thing, ... if you say so, and being done doesn't mean it wasn't good. I'm gonna go with if you say so.
It's fine. I don't feel very good. I'm gonna go back to the shack and just... I'm not sure. I'll talk to you later.
Quaver. Shit. Now, you can just go run after Quaver, but I like to talk to this waitress, because if I did this, I'd want to clean up the ramen. And if you ask her about it.
Sorry for the... It's not the first bowl I'll clean up today. At least it didn't break. Check on your friend. It's fine.
Me personally, though, I just spit on myself a little. Yeah, let's make sure our shoes are really dirty and absolutely covered in ramen oil. Well, no prize for figuring out where she went. Okay, I see the cops are still here once again in your own playthrough. Talk to them if you want. There's not much there, they're just pretty rude and won't let you explore. Yet,
You go back to the shack, and instead of Quaver, you actually find a little doggy! Great. Hi, she's speaking to the dog. Wow, Quaver, you look different. And then you can say, and cuter, are a little less cute though. Don't look at me like that. It's not you, trust me. I know I should just leave her alone, but I hate this. I hate feeling like this. What do I do, buddy? I hope you're not lost. Now, my headcanon is she didn't just call the stray dog Buddy because it was a stray dog that she didn't have anything else to call. I'd like to believe that dog's name is actually Buddy in the Unbeatable fandom or community, if there ever is one. I'll call him Buddy the dog. Was it Grandma? Stop making that racket. Couldn't be. You're bothering everyone around you. These are speech tags. Was it Grandma is the first speech tag. What is that racket was the dialogue. Couldn't be is the speech tag. You're bothering everyone around you is the dialogue. I never really knew her or any aunts of mine. I'm not actually sure if I even have any aunts. I couldn't name any. I just know it wasn't my mom. If you don't know the words, don't just hum mindlessly, attributed to whoever it was. Huh. Oh yeah, there we go. And then attributed to someone, be quiet and lip sync as best you can. Maybe it wasn't a church. I was really young when it happened. It could have been a concert, or like a school thing. But it felt like church. Boring. So my mind wandered. I thought up new songs during, and none of them were good. And it's not your fault, and it's not fair, but you have to do it if you want it. What? See? Like now, that's what I'm saying. Beat, you don't pay enough attention. Perfect example, you've been running around with Quaver taking all these photos, right? And this photo is in front of the Careless Cafe, and it says, got our name up. It's called Better Times at the bottom of the screen. Oh, I didn't realize you could spin it with the left stick. That's why left stick's on the screen. This game told me everything, I just wasn't listening. This was literally one of those. Did you even catch that? Also, that photo had a little shine on it, like a little glare, and depending on how you moved it, the glare would move. I'm not sure how hard that is to program, but it's something that I imagine would be weirdly difficult to put in a game, so that's a nice touch. Let's acknowledge that nice touch. You should check this place out. I didn't even know you noticed that. You didn't say anything before. I don't say a lot of things. Which is probably weird because I also, do say a lot of things. So you can imagine that I'm very careful about the stuff I don't. Thanks. I'll chase it down. You're not really all that patient, are you? She might not really want to be found, you know. Yeah, well, she's 12. Sure. How were you at 12? Anyway, I notice a lot of things. That's all. And don't you forget it. I gotta get back to Clef. She's, well, her. God, is she ever. Oh, one last thing. Don't pay attention to the twins. Okay, that's why I'm thinking of Poco and Apoko as the twins. Because Treble calls them that. That's canonical for that pairing. You saw that? Hard not to. They practically radiate theme music. Sorry, I said that so weird. You saw them? Hard not to. They practically radiate theme music. Or they would if their whole thing wasn't, well, yeah. They will goad the shit out of you. Don't let them. They're very good at reading people at a glance. You can't stop them reading you.
but don't let them write new pages. Bye.
Oh no, is it stuck? He's supposed to actually leave. Oh no! No, I'm not sure. I don't even know what I said. Oh yeah. I think we got a problem. Okay, let's quit to the main menu and come back in. If not, I'll have to cut it short. Yeah, okay, we're back. Alright, pamphlets. These are fun. These rule so much. I wish more people wrote stuff this stupid. Like, look at this. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys just the first of these 4, so that if you want to see Beat's reaction or comment to the rest of the pamphlets, you're gonna have to get it yourself. But so that I do something, I'm gonna read just one to you. It's like in the Fairly Odd Parents, when the parents knock, but assert their authority by coming in anyways. They respect your privacy by knocking, but asserting their authority by coming in anyways. The Fake Water Conspiracy Memorial. You know the story. Now live the story. I do not, in fact, know the story. What is this? For the first time, see if you would be fooled with the world's only fake water blind taste test. Oh my god, I need to know what fake water is. What makes it fake? Fluoride. Sorry, is that too political? Alright, we're gonna enter the bar. We're gonna talk to the manager. Thanks for coming and enjoy yourself and all that. Let me know if you need anything. Please don't. We're closed, Measure. That's the tired bartender? Oh, sorry. Get out of here then? I need to sleep. Measure. Also a music pun. I wonder if they named every single character a music pun. Anyways, we're gonna talk to the tired bartender, which you kind of have to stand on a stool to do. Come on, guys, you heard me. Can we just ask a quick question? Alright, fine. Yeah? Do you know the shop downstairs? Yes, was that the question? What do you know about it? It's a coffee shop that sells books. I could figure that out from the name. I mean, take a look at this. Hey, Measure. Yeah. Take a look at this. What? Oh. Hey. Yeah, wow. I used to work here. Back when it was, well, like this. Nothing against books and brew. But their coffee sucks and their books suck more. Sorry, I was doing the wrong voice for Measure, the manager. This shop was great, though. Where did you get this? Friend happened to pass it on to me. They're her parents. Oh, I know these freaks. Freaks? Sorry, they were there constantly. I always had to kick them out because they kept making out in the... And I would always point at them. I'd record a video and I'd go, is that allowed? Is this allowed? And she'd be all like, stop. You probably don't want to hear this. Anyway, damn, small world. All the old stock from the shop is still actually in storage here. Really? Shocked the cops never took that stuff. They never cared to look. Huh. Could I can't let you do that. I really can't. But I could lend you these keys to the building next door. For no reason. And I could point out how nice the roof is and warn you not to do anything illegal. Yeah, no, she does say how nice the roof is. But if you did do anything illegal, there's no way I would ever find out.
You're really, really lucky I'm not a knock, Measure.
Anyway, get out of my bar and stay out of trouble.
Thanks.
No worries. This is fun for me too.
And if you talk to the tired bartender, you can actually activate a minigame. I don't think the minigame actually works, but I'm going to try it anyways just to quit out of it, so that'll be the intended plan, quitting to the main menu and coming back. What now? Did you actually want a drink? Oh, I'm not here to drink. You just walked up to a bar to stand there? Basically? I'm kind of new to the area, sorry. Well, here's a primer. There's nothing to do here. Also, it sucks. And also, it's too early. Go back to bed. Got it. Thanks. You wouldn't be up for helping someone you've never met out, would you? Yep. Weird, but thank you. There's this lady on the 3rd floor.
Okay, have you done this before? Actually, don't answer that. First thing, before we start, make me an old-fashioned. You have no idea how to make an old-fashioned. Okay, look, that's fine. Customers are stupid. Trust me, most people don't really know what they want. Okay, I'll walk you through this step by step. Let's start by adding an ingredient to your mixer.
No, it does say making adding. Now, I just assumed that old-fashioned meant nostalgia, because old. And then she goes,
Great, you did something. Not great, it's not what I want. Empty the shaker.
So you gotta go over here, press empty shaker.
An old-fashioned is a nostalgia, bitters, and demerara.
Which is funny, because I put in nostalgia, and I was immediately told that was wrong.
Throw those 3 ingredients together. Nostalgia, bitters, demerara. Keep it simple.
And sorry if I'm mispronouncing any of those, I do not drink. And speaking of wrong, if you look at the top of the screen, it actually says, like, in carrots, like, sprite name equal T underscore P5 underscore default underscore. And I don't know what any of that means, but if you put the nostalgia, bitters, and demerara in, even if you go to mix and serve, which is I think what you're supposed to do.
Nice, nice, nice. Perfect score. Like I said, that's all to do with flavor. Perfect ingredients means perfect flavor. But a cocktail is a cocktail because it's a cocktail. I mentioned that you need both flavor and smoothness. To get it smooth, mixing is as important as the stuff being mixed. And that takes technique. You have to shake it just the right way. Each drink has its own, well, I cannot legally say it has its own rhythm. But, yeah, you'll know it when you know it. Feel out what the drink needs. Well, shit. You really do not know how to make a goddamn drink? I'm a little worried. Maybe we should try again.
And she keeps saying that for a while because I don't think any of the buttons you're supposed to be able to use actually work. Yeah, so you have to quit. It would be cool if there was a way to quit the minigame itself, but you just gotta go to the main menu if you make it to that part of it, so yeah. Oh, wait, that's the wrong mode. Sorry.
It's afternoon. Same shit.
Oh, the difficulty changed? That's not good. Hey, if we're not where we were, it's just gonna be the end of this video, and good. I might have reached too far for this anyways. Oh, hey. I can show you the tutorial, and I'm gonna purposefully miss so that you can see how you're supposed to play this game. And my PlayStation is telling me that I've only got like less than a minute left to record anyways, so uh, this would be a good ending point.
You should be sitting up straight, but without stiffness, and should feel comfortable. Don't ever let your...
Now you can press X to attack high, but I didn't the first time. I just pressed R1, assuming that it's like, the opposite of L1 and will therefore be the high assigned note. And I was correct. You can do that too, so R1.
Don't become tense. Now,
And that's how I play.
On the home row key. Ready?
Oh, that was a different type of note. I should have missed that. Yeah, sometimes there's a line, and you press X and L1 to attack both, or L1 and R1 to attack both, as I like to think of it.
Using proper rhythm.
Press X to dodge up. You gotta dodge the cheese.
Wiggle your
I like to
fingers.
think of it as the cheese. Because it's yellow. Now you see you gotta hold the button for these long notes.
Quick snap of the
It
finger.
says attack then release. I like to think of it as blocking. And these blue ones you actually attack once, and then they end up in the other position, so you gotta press the other button, usually the other button. I think some of these blue ones will trick you by being the same button twice.
All there is to it.
And you can press X or L1 for these pink guys that show up in the middle. And you have to hit it again every time a little guy passes the pink guy. We should have just enough time for this song.
Are you relaxed? You should be,
I don't know if the notes where you have to summon Quaver count as a different type. But yeah, sometimes you gotta hit two notes at once.
Using proper
Oh, and that's a giant pink guy. Yeah,
Wiggle your fingers.
the cops have their own rhythm you have to
Quick
follow.
snap of the finger. And with practice, that's all there is to it.
But it's what you'd think. The top is the top button and the bottom is the bottom button. You can actually get stuck on the tutorial if you hit them at just the right time and it thinks you missed, but you already hit the note. So there's no note to hit to take you out of here, and then you have to skip the tutorial,
Jam the key.
which I had to do at
Quick
first.
snap of the finger. And with practice, that's all there is to it.
Yeah, we didn't get an animation there. Things like that happen, They were very upfront about the fact it's a demo. Here, let's show you the intro. And as you see, that's where we were at the beginning of this. So, it's where we end now. See y'all. Button. Okay, now see y'all.